This is Upin stock trend prediction. So in this video, I will talk about some tips about how to maximize your investment profit using the much less initial kind of investment cost. So basically, if you want to make more money using the less initial initial cost, then you need to have some kind of a good tool to kind of predict or also capture the stock price change and make some prediction about the trend change. And if you wanted to use less initial cost, that means I'm trying to find some kind of a good candidate or promising stock that the stock price maybe not very high. If you spend over $700 to buy one share for Tesla, compared to some other stocks, if you spend maybe like less than $100 to buy one share, but if they increase by the same amount of money, then you still earn the same amount of money, right? So right now for this video, I will talk about some kind of make more money using the less investment cost. So that means I'm trying to find some candidate with a less price for each share. So right now there's a generate a list. So generally this kind of list generally have stocks that have a much lower price. So I will kind of do some kind of screening and share with you about some tips. So this is the AGS. So for example, if I update it to another one, ALL, so right now this price is over $100. It's $134. Right now this closing price is between this trend line, predicted trend line. So right now I will not select this as a candidate to purchase. And for this AGS, and for example this AGS, each share is about $7. Right now $7.13 in this kind of a region. And this daily chart, that means each vertical line is a real-time data in 1 day. So this is 1 day's data, the day before this, the last Friday. So this is a weekly data. So that means each vertical line is a kind of a weekly real-time data. So if you check this kind of general pattern of this change, this weekly data, weekly change, the difference is about from $7 to $9. It's just about $2 difference in 1 week. So maybe it's not that type of stock you want to consider, because the fluctuation is relatively small. So for this kind of a stock, you see this kind of a pattern, the weekly chart. So in about 1 week, the price change is, for example, from this around maybe like 88.95, that's $89 to about $99. So it's about a $10 difference. So for this one, it's $92. And this price is $102. So generally, for each week's change, the price change is about a $10 difference. So I mean, a change of $10 in 1 week is a relatively big change, because if you can find the best time to buy this stock at the low price region and sell it at the high price region, so basically you can make use of this kind of $10 difference. So if you can earn $10 for one share, if you buy 100 shares, that means you will earn $1,000. So that means it's kind of a good candidate that falls in that region, that you spend relatively less money, but potentially you can make more profit. So compared to some other stocks like Amazon, you will need to spend over $3,000 to buy one share, or you need to spend about $700 to buy a Tesla share. So so that means this kind of $100 stocks is relatively a good candidate. But since this kind of stocks have a relatively big price change, even in 1 week, it's kind of in the region of maybe like $8 to $10 region. So you also need to be very careful about trying to find the best time to buy it at the low price and sell it at the high price region. So this European stock trend prediction model, then they can generate and also predict the resistance trend line and also the support trend line. So this kind of trend lines will capture the minimum value and the maximum value of the stock price changes. So for example, this kind of stock price, when it drops to this kind of trend lines, the minimum value trend lines, and at some points it touches the trend lines very well, so it captures this kind of a minimum value. And in some region, for example, for some weeks, and it may have some kind of more momentum, and it may continue to drop to another level of minimum value trend line. So you see, even though it decreased a little bit more, but it's still in the relatively low price region. And then if you consider, either in case if you purchase this stock at this price, even though it dropped further to this lower minimum value, I mean, it's still a good time. You can still buy stocks at this time, and even you buy it at this time compared to the other higher price region, higher price in other day or in another week. I mean, compared, even though you buy it here, for example, you buy it here around $93.14, even though this is the opening price in the next week. In the following week, there's still room. It still increase to this region, and even in this next week, and this is once increased to $103, $103.29. And if you purchased it here, 93, so it's about still another $10 change, $10 increase. So right now from this daily chart, this price already reaches to this high price region. Already touches this maximum value of the yellow trend lines. So definitely I will not buy this stock at the next coming Monday, so because it's still at the high price region. But I will pay more attention to this stock, because I think this stock has more potential that will give me some kind of opportunity that I can use this kind of trend lines prediction model, use this kind of awesome tool, and then I can potentially find the minimum value and also purchase it at the minimum value and sell it at the maximum value. So let's check another one, AMCX. So this is the AMCX. So this stock price is around the region of the $46 to $49. So it's not very high. Its stock price is not very high. It's below $50, around something like in that range. So this stock, you see this closing price of this weekly chart is close to this minimum value, and also from a daily chart is also close to this minimum value for the first layer, first defense. So this is also kind of approaching the low price region. So from this pattern, the general difference of this. For example, this price, this is 58.5, this is 67.0, so it's still around $9 difference, $9, and for this bar this is $50, 49.8, and this is 55, so even for this 1 week's change, it's about $5 difference. So it's I mean, it's not a bad stock. I mean, about $5 to $10 or $5 to $9 changes in 1 week, that's still a good candidate, right? So so this one generally is approaching that kind of low price region. So but since it's still in that downtrend region, so when I buy this kind of stock, I need to pay more close to the change in the next week or next day or even next month. So need to pay more attention. That means you probably need to take a more close look and may not need to hold it for a long time. So let's check the monthly chart. And you see this monthly chart, it also goes to this kind of a minimum value. So definitely it's a good candidate to buy at this kind of a relatively low price region. So if you wanted to wait for 1 more day or 2 more days, try to see if it will get more close to this minimum value, that's still okay. But generally, even though you purchase it at this time, that's $47.7, or purchase it at this time $45.79, that's about $1.5 difference. So but it's still in the relatively low price region. So that means if you purchase this kind of a stock at this kind of a price region, you will have a more probability to make more profit. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in this kind of stock market analysis, you can just subscribe Youpin Stock Trend Prediction channel, or subscribe or watch more YouTube videos in YouTube about the stock trend prediction. That's a Youpin Stock Trend Prediction.